Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Oh, yeah, Shaka Hislop and Leboeuf with me. Quite an eclectic mix of questions, particularly at the end of today's segment. But let's start, shall we, on the Klassiker. Shaka, would you have saved Kimmich's chip?
Well, as a platinum card-carrying member of the Goalkeepers Union, I have to say no goalkeeper in the world was going to save that.
Oh, Shaka Hislop, come on.
To answer your question, well, I wasn't saving that, certainly not now. Berkey could have done better, but I sympathise. I do. But he could have done better. There you go.
Shaka, what about Thomas Muller's comments afterwards, where he said that basically they knew that Berkey likes to come off his line because he's got short arms?
Yeah, it was funny on the face of it to start with, and then it speaks to why Kimmich knows that Berkey was off his line. But he got a hand to it, and maybe should have done better in getting there. I think it had more to do with his backtracking and not being able to get any real push in backtracking, as opposed to the length of his arms, or lack thereof.
Sticking with the game, Shaka, last week you kind of poo-pooed the thought of having crowd noise pumped in. Has it changed your mind watching the match?
It has. It really has. I hold my hands up. When you spoke about it last week, I was like, that's not going to make any difference. Just having this fake crowd noise is not going to make a difference to the players. It's not going to make a difference to the fans. No, we don't know what's going to happen as far as the players goes. But as far as I was concerned, watching it and the broadcaster pumping this noise through, I thought it was fantastic. I really do.
Now, obviously, Frank, this is a production choice. Basically, the television company can decide whether or not to have the sound in. As a player, would you prefer that sort of white noise sound as opposed to the silence?
Yes, I think I would, because you don't look at the stands, so you can believe that real fans will be around and just focus on the game. But if it's put on at the right time, when I don't know, the away when you play away from home and the fans were supposedly booing you, and if it's put in the right time, you can believe it's true. But it's much better than any silence anyway, because we're not used to the silence, and we need noises around us, and it would be nice. I think it would be better for the players.
What do you think, Shaq, as a player?
Listen, I get what Frank is saying. Listen, on the one hand, I'm thinking noise in the background is not going to make that much of a difference. As a player, you feed off of the emotion of the crowd, whether it's somebody's on your back or the game is getting away from you. You use that to your benefit. But at the same time, you're used to having that noise, and you're used to communicating with your teammates over that noise. It can't hurt. It's not going to hurt. That's about as middle of the road as I can get. And it's a better option, at least for the viewing public, than no noise at all. So I'll go with it.
Can playing at home, Frank, almost have a disadvantageous effect at the moment? With the expectations of being the home side but not having the support of the fans behind you, I'm pretty sure they're not playing the fan sound effects in the stadium. No, well, we discussed they're not. Do you think at home do you agree, Frank? Is it disadvantageous at the moment?
Yes, it is. Of course it is, especially when you play a Klassiker, and we saw it today. I'm sure when we talk about the 12th man in the field, we talk about the fans. It's a huge advantage, and we can put the pressure, and it's not a disadvantage for the away team. It's an advantage for the home team, who feel supported and want to give the best and ready to die on the field to win that game. That's the big difference. For the away team, it doesn't change anything.
Is that your dog, Shaka, or yours, Frank?
Yeah, no, it's my dog. It's Bella.
That's not crowd noise being pumped in. That's a real dog, yes?
That's a real dog. Another dog is barking in the neighbor's yard, and my vicious dog, being the vicious Shih Tzu that she is, she's having a go back.
Oh, Shaq. How important are film sessions in preparing for games? Did you focus more on your team's game, or did you study the recent games of the opponent, Frank?
I'm not sure I understood the question. I'm sorry, Dan.
That's okay. It's the dog. Blame the dog. Did you have video sessions before matches with the coach? And was it about your setup or the opposition?
Well, I played in another time, where videos and discussions were the main thing. I knew exactly what I had to do. I could have a little chit chat with the coach, but that was mainly it. And we didn't have big sessions, talking psychologically or I don't know, preparing the game. Nothing about that. Not too much in my career. I think I just needed the trust of the coach, and that was it.
Shaq?
Yeah, I'm with Frank, and I understand exactly what Frank is saying. Back when we were playing, the best we could get was, was Opta. Was the only platform that would do any kind of stats or movement. And even then, compared to what it is now, it was so basic. You couldn't really tell an awful lot. And then when you try to break film down, you're having to watch the entire game, which to pick out one or two moments, which isn't ideal for coach or player. So it wasn't what it is now. Generally, if we did anything, it would be on us. Maybe some of the mistakes that we made, some of the things that we have to do right, and what we have to do going forward. You couldn't get tape of the opposition turned around quickly enough. We just didn't have the technology.
I know that if I would have that technology, I would have checked, all the mistakes that I would have done the game after the game and watching, what I could improve. I can't imagine how much I could have improved my game. That's a real plus right now. I'm pretty sure that I could have been, become champion of the world, at one point if I would have that.
What? Yeah. Forgive me. Somebody remind me. Didn't Frank become champion of the world in '98?
Oh, yes, I believe. Frank, I
forgot about it. I'm sorry.
Do you do it with this show? Do you watch it back and look at all your mistakes and try and improve? Because there doesn't seem to be much improvement show to show.
No, I don't have a television, so I can't watch it.
Right. Yeah.
No. That's more my English. Than my presence.
I think just your personality is a bit of a stumbling block. That's okay. What would you say? What would you say are the biggest achievements in your careers besides winning the World Cup? Brilliant. Oh, that thing.
Are we talking
Shaka,
about
I don't think that's for you.
Football or? That's for Shaka. Yeah. Is it? Are we talking about sports or we are talking football or we are talking about life in general?
Well, life could be more interesting. This is your career. It's ours for.
In my career, I would say coming to England was a huge step and very well thought, because at the time the fashion was to go to Italy and I had two clubs wanting me, but I decided to go to Chelsea, which at the time wasn't the big club one of the big clubs in England, but it allowed me to speak English like I do. I do my best, and I'm very sorry if I made mistakes, but I do my best. But also in terms of being known in the world and winning trophies, it's been a huge step. When you play in England, because of the Premier League, you are showed everywhere in the world, and it's fantastic. And when you win trophies, it helps to become even more popular, famous, let's say.
Shaq?
Well, quite simply, and this is quite anticlimactic, especially when I'm up against Frank Leboeuf. It's just turning professional. Keep in mind that I'm coming from Trinidad and Tobago. Of my peers, only Dwight York preceded me in playing in England. I went the roundabout route of going to college in the US and then on to Europe, which again is not something that anybody from the Caribbean had done previously. And then I somehow make a 15-year career out of it. I'm happy with just that.
This moment right now is my career highlight, gents. Definitely. Speaking of your 15 years,
Liar,
Shaka,
liar.
I was watching an old Newcastle game, 7-1 against Spurs. What was Shaka's feeling after conceding the 7th goal? He did not look happy. What a surprise.
Conceded one. We beat Newcastle. We beat Spurs 7-1. We won 7-1.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, correct. And I think I'd just gotten back into the team, maybe a game or two previously. I think in the build-up to the goal, I made a pretty good save in the build-up to the goal, and then somebody failed to clear it. If memory serves me correctly, was John Beresford, and that's how Spurs managed to score. And that for me was upsetting to concede in that manner when at the time, Pavel Cernacek and I were battling as we were for the number 1 shirt.
Okay, Frank. Would you rather be on $200,000 a week at an unsuccessful club or $100,000 a week at a winning club?
Ooh.
I never played for money. I never played in my career for money, except at the end we talked about that. So just before my retirement, I went
Shaka.
to Qatar.
He's doing it again.
No.
I'm staying out of that. I'm staying out of it.
Yeah, I played for Laval. I played for Strasbourg. I went to Chelsea at the time that it wasn't Abramovich and the other. And when I started to earn very good money, I decided to go back to Marseille because my father had health problems. And then I said, well, I need a little bit of money at the end of my life. And so I went to Qatar for 2 years. But no, I wanted to win trophies. I think you have a career because you won trophy and because you can see at your resume that you did well. Well, you have to be fortunate to be in the right club at the right time, but that's what it is, and it's what it was for me. So I'm very pleased that I picked Chelsea, where at the time it should have been better for me to go to Italy and earn more money. But that's my choice. At the end of the day, it's you can look at you in the mirror and say, well, did I do well? Well, I think I can be honest about my life and say that I did pretty well, and money is not everything for me.
Yeah, I did all right. World Cup, that was all right. European Championship, we did the job.
Yeah, but you know me, I'm so humble. I don't want to brag.
Yeah. How long do you think every day do you spend looking in the mirror, Frank, telling yourself this?
No, it's how long. I think I don't look at the mirror. That's
no.
That's not the.
Shaka,
Okay. What about you? 200 grand, rubbish club, 100 grand, good club.
He's just got a whole lot of mirrors.
Yeah, well, I was going to go there, then I didn't want to go there. Shaq, what would you prefer? Away from mirrors, 200 grand or 100 grand?
All things being even, in that I'm playing, I'd go for 100,000 a week at a club that's winning.
Right then, now the big question. Is it better to be Shaka's hair?
That's a question for me, or is that a question for Shaka? You know how I nickname him? You know how I nickname him?
I don't know if I want to hear this.
I didn't
Go
know.
on, Frank.
No, the Dortmund player, Witzel. Shaka Witzel.
Yeah.
Axel Witzel. Yeah, Shaka Witzel. What would you prefer, Frank? Would you like your head or Shaka's head?
No, Shaka's head. He's very handsome.
Yeah?
He's very handsome.
You would look in the mirror more?
Yes, you know what? I have to tell you
Shaka,
the truth.
would you want
in front of my shower, in front of my shower, I have a mirror. It's true.
Oh, what, when you're showering?
I can't miss. What? What?
When you're showering, you look at yourself in the mirror in the shower?
Yes, to see if it's okay, if the body's okay.
That's not normal, is it? Shaka, do you have a mirror in your shower?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm counting my abs.
Shaka,
Okay.
do you have a mirror in your shower? Am I missing out
No.
on something here?
I don't know because I don't have a mirror in my shower.
Right. Okay. Right. How on earth did we get onto that? Shaka,
I
last
have no
question.
idea.
I don't know.
Shaka, would you rather have Stevie's hair for a week or have to watch a show starring Frank?
Oh, I'd happily watch a show starring Frank. Happily watch a show starring Frank.
Of course.
And no, I do not want to have Stevie's the flip over hairstyle we're talking about.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm going with this.
Now the thing
I'm
is,
going with
That's
this. I'm going bald. Stevie's flip over hairstyle comes way down the list.
What would you prefer, Frank, if you had to have Stevie's hair or Shaka's hair?
no, Shaka's hair. Come on, he's beautiful. You know, Stevie.
Can I say-
It'll look good in the
Really
old shower mirror.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Today as
And
well,
it
you know.
looks
I'm
like-
looking good today. The hair's
No,
looking
but,
good.
you know, it's like I love it. It's like the 80s, 90s. You know, it's getting big, and I love it.
That's it. We're done. I'm off
That's
tomorrow
it.
to speak to
We're
my
done.
contractor, getting a mirror in the shower, sealing the whole shebang. That's it. Thank you very much, boys. Till next time. Goodbye. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.